Alright, this is Andrew Jolly with Joda Home Inspections. We're here at 3316 Winesap Road in Cottonwood Heights. It's November 1st, 2019. We've got the camera pushed all the way out as far as we can get it. My camera allows me to go 150 feet out, which covers most lines. I got 148 feet out, and I'm not able to see any more of the line. This is a really long line. Typical line is about 100 feet out. So this one's either wrapping all the way around the house or going further down the street than some others might be. So there is part of the line that we're not able to see, but luckily a lot of this line is looking great. So we're going to pull it back and record it and see what else we find. So this is clay line is what we're seeing. You can tell by the red hue that it's clay. Also, you're going to see the transitions every 3 to 4 feet. That's one of the downsides with clay, is that you have really short sections, and so it can settle. There's a transition right there, or a connection point. They're really short sections, and so if those settle, you can get little flat spots and bellies. They can also separate. That's pretty common with clay, and when they separate, you'll get little offsets. So I'd be running down, and I would hit an offset right there on that lip, but these ones are looking good so far. No standing water so far. That indicates that you have proper grade. There's a little bit of well, I don't know if I'd even call that an offset, but that's an example of what you can get with clay. If only that was a little more of an offset, that would be an issue, but that one looks just fine. Making sure I didn't pass that clean out. I did see it around 90 feet out or so. There it is. So that's an access point somewhere in the yard. This is way out of the house, and so this is not something that's draining into that. That's an actual access point outside. And so I would ask the seller if they know where it is. Great. I can come back and from that point, I imagine I'd be able to see the rest of the line. Not seeing any roots, which is great. When you get roots, they usually come in from these junction points on the joints. Like I said, this is a long line. Not only is it 150 feet, it's 150 feet and then whatever we weren't able to see. So this is where it comes back into the house, somewhere around here, and it changes back to cast iron. Cast iron is going to be the weakest link with this line. What happens with cast is you'll get rust and sediment that builds up, and that's what you're seeing on the screen there. And it'll get very rough and makes it easier for debris and solid waste to get caught on it, and that can cause a backup. It also gets really flaky to where it flakes over time, and it eventually gets so thin that it needs to be replaced. It's kind of hard to say when that will be. I've seen some from the 60s get replaced, or even the 70s already needing to be replaced, but then I've seen some from the 20s that are still functional, or even before that sometimes, and so it's hard to say just based on the age. Hitting some standing water here, which is not great. This is a little bit of a flat spot. Hopefully we can keep my camera head above water. Got a lot of buildup on this line. A lot of sludge. This is something you might consider having cleaned as a precaution to prevent anything from getting caught. Alright, here we're coming back up the roof vent. That's where I accessed it today, is through the stack on the roof. You do have a clean out behind the washing machine. It's a brass cap, and those tend to get seized, and so I'll generally avoid trying to break those out, and I'll just go through the roof stack. It doesn't give you too much more distance, too much more. Just to recap, you have a clay line. We were able to get 148 feet out. I actually started recording at 142 because I had started my video and then it cut out, and so I just restarted it. You have cast iron, which is something that's eventually going to need to be replaced. This one didn't look great. It had a lot of buildup on it, and it was looking kind of rough. But it was performing in that it didn't have too much standing water, and there wasn't a bunch of solid waste caught in it. But it is dirty enough that you could have it cleaned out now as a precaution. You could also talk to the drain company or a specialist about their opinion on how long this cast iron might last. So I'm going to end this recording now.